Oh, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to Well Oiled Machine, No Baby Oil, the podcast where we break down fantasy football like it's Thanksgiving dinner and we're all fighting over the last drumstick. I'm your host, Darrell, and let me tell you, week 6 was wild. We got undefeated streaks snapped like twigs, bottom dwellers crying for attention like neglected stepkids, and waiver wire heists that'll make you question your entire life choices. So grab huge glass of milk because you're going to need it later. Sit back and let's get into it. For real, for real. First things first, shout out to everybody who survived another week of fantasy heartbreak. And if you didn't, well, pour one out for your bench players because they sure as hell didn't pour out for you. All right, let's talk about the game that had everybody glued to their phones like it was the season finale of Power. Team. Here we go again, rolled up on Team, that Black American 2G, like,
Boy, you thought you was untouchable, huh?
and just like that, poof, that undefeated streak went up in smoke like a bad batch of BBQ. 160 points. 160. That's not just a win, that's a statement. That's like showing up to a cookout with a whole smoked brisket when everybody else brought chips and dip. And let's be honest, team, that Black American 2G was out here acting like they invented fantasy football.
Oh, we 5 and oh, we the best. We ain't ever losing.
Well, guess what? Team Here We Go Again said,
Hold my drink.
and dropped a nuclear bomb on them. Y'all saw that scoreboard, 160 to 95. That ain't just a loss, that's a public embarrassment. That's like getting caught slipping in front of your ex. You know what I'm saying? But hey, credit where it's due. Team that Black American 2G still put up 95 points. That's respectable. But in this league, respectable don't get you wins. Wins get you wins. And right now, Team Here We Go Again is sitting pretty at the top of the West like,
Y'all can have the crumbs.
y'all, B. John Robinson. This man right here is the reason Team DAZ Punisher finally got their second win. 37 points, 37. That's not just a performance, that's a hostile takeover. Team Big Papi was out here thinking he had it in the bag with a projected 125 points, and then Bijan said,
Nah, bro, we doing it live.
and just like that, Team DAZ Punisher went from 1-4 to 2-4, and Team Big Papi is out here questioning his life decisions. Now, I know some of y'all started Bijan and are out here feeling like geniuses, and if you didn't start him, shame on you. This man was out there making defenders look like they were playing in slow motion, like, bro, you sure you play in the NFL? And let's keep it real. If you didn't start Bijan this week, you're probably the same person who puts ketchup on a steak. Unforgivable. But here's the thing, Bijan is that dude who shows up to the family reunion with the freshest fit, the coldest jewels, and the flyest ride. And if you didn't invite him to your lineup, well, you're the one who showed up in wrinkled clothes and Crocs. Do better. And to everybody who didn't have Bijan on their team, y'all are the reason he dropped 37. Because misery loves company, and Bijan was out here making sure everybody felt his wrath. You didn't draft me? Cool. Enjoy your L. Now, let's take a moment to pour one out for the real MVPs of this league, the bottom feeders, the cellar dwellers, the teams that make the rest of us feel better about ourselves. I'm talking about Team Welcome to Death Row and Team No Justice, No Peace. Y'all are 0-6, 0-6. That's not just a losing streak, that's a cry for help. Now, I know y'all been in the group chat like,
Man, why y'all ain't talking about us?
well, here's your spotlight, baby. Congratulations. Y'all are historically bad. Like, fire your general manager bad. Like, maybe fantasy football ain't for you bad. But hey, at least y'all consistent. You show up every week, take your L, and move on to the next disaster like champs. Team, welcome to Death Row, bro. You got the lowest score in the league this week. 0 points from your kicker. 0. That's like going to a buffet and only eating the ice cubes. What are we doing here? And Team No Justice, No Peace. Y'all tied. And not even in a cool way, like, oh, we fought hard and earned this tie. Nah, y'all tied because both of y'all were bad. That's like two dudes showing up to a fight with pool noodles. Ain't nobody winning here. But look, I ain't here to kick y'all while you're down. I'm here to offer solutions. First step, stop drafting based on vibes. Second step, pick up some players off the waiver wire. And third, pray. Because at this point, y'all need divine intervention. But for real, y'all need to do something because right now, y'all are the reason the rest of us feel good about ourselves, and we appreciate that, truly. All right, let's talk about the waiver wire move that's got everybody mad they didn't think of it first. Team, here we go. Again, picked up Rico Dowdle like he was a rare Pokemon card. And now this man is out here averaging over 30 points a game. That's not just a pickup, that's a robbery. That's like walking into a store, grabbing the last PS5 and walking out without paying. Security ain't even stop you. Now, I know Team Greatness was mad. I see you in the comments like, how I missed that when Chuba Hubbard got injured. Well, you blinked. And in fantasy football, blinking gets you left behind. Rico Dowdle is out here balling like he's got a personal vendetta against every defense in the league. And team, here we go, again is out here laughing all the way to the bank. But let's keep it real. This is why we play the game. One waiver wire pickup can change your whole season. And right now, Rico Dowdle is the plug. If you ain't got him, you probably out here trying to trade for him. Team, last year in KC, we're out here wheeling and dealing like it's Black Friday at Walmart. Team, here we go. Again, traded away Rico Dowdle. Yes, the same Rico Dowdle who's been going nuts. And Tutu Atwell to team last year in KC for James Cook and Jordan Addison. Now, I ain't no fantasy guru, but what in the world is going on here? Team last year. In KC, y'all just gave up the farm for a guy who's been cooking but might not even start next week, and a wideout who's, well, not Rico Dowdle, but hey, maybe y'all know something we don't. Or maybe y'all just really like living dangerously. Either way, we'll be watching. Shout out to team. Here we go again for seeing the vision. Y'all played chess while the rest of us were playing checkers. And now y'all sitting at the top of the West like y'all should have seen this coming. At this point, y'all might as well rename your team the Fantasy Mafia because y'all are out here making offers nobody can refuse. All right, let's take a quick look at the standings because some of y'all need a reality check. In the East, Team Not Like Us and Team That Black American the 2G are still on top, but Team That Black American the 2G ain't undefeated no more. Welcome to the club, my guy. Team Greatness is sitting pretty at third, and Team EG Taught Me is, well, existing. In the West, Team Here We Go Again and Team Big Papi are running things. Team Scent and Team Mama T's Wranglers are right there in the mix, and Team Last Year in KC is trying. Bless their hearts. But let's be real. The only teams that really matter are the ones at the top. And right now, Team Here We Go Again is looking like the team to beat. Unless Team Not Like Us or Team That Black American Sue G decide to wake up and remind us why they were undefeated in the first place. And the team, welcome to Death Row and Team No Justice, No Peace. Y'all are still at the bottom. But hey, there's always next week, right? Look, I ain't saying it's impossible for y'all to turn it around, but I am saying y'all might want to start planning for next year's draft, just in case. All right, let's peek into the crystal ball and see what week 7 got in store for us. First up, we got Team Greatness versus Team Here We Go Again. This right here, this is the main event. This is Ali versus Frazier. This is who gonna run this town. Team Greatness is coming off a solid win, but Team Here We Go Again is on a warpath. Somebody's O is gotta go. Team DAZ Punisher versus Team No Justice, No Peace, The Basement Brawl. Team DAZ Punisher is fresh off a Bijan Robinson fueled win, while Team No Justice, No Peace is still searching for their first dub. Desperation meets momentum. Who blinks first? Team Not Like Us versus Team Big Papi. East Division heavyweights collide. Team Not Like Us is still undefeated in the division, but Team Big Papi's got Patrick Mahomes and a chip on their shoulder. This one's got playoff implications written all over it. Team EJ Taught Me versus Team Mama T's Wranglers. 2.500 teams fighting to stay relevant. Team EJ Taught Me's been inconsistent, but Team Mama T's Wranglers, they're due for a breakout. Someone's leaving this game feeling real good or real stupid. Team, welcome to Death Row versus Team Sent 0 and 6 versus 3 and 3. This is Team Welcome to Death Row's last chance to avoid the cellar. Team Sent's got the edge, but if there's ever a time for an upset, this is it, maybe. Team That Black American 2G versus Team Last Year. In KC, revenge game alert. Team That Black American 2G just lost their undefeated streak, and Team Last Year in KC, they're fresh off a trade haul. Somebody's leaving this game mad. Question is who? Now, I ain't making no predictions because y'all know how that goes, but I will say this. If you're not paying attention to these games, you're missing out. Now, We can't end this episode without giving a special shout out to our league commissioner, Mr. Threat, who graduated college, allegedly. Oh, the man, the myth, the manager of Team DAZ Punisher. Bro, you created this league, brought us all together, and now look at us. $155 poorer, all thanks to you. We out here making moves, making trades, and making memories. Meanwhile, your team is, well, look, Darrell, we appreciate you. For real. You keep this league running smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy. But bruh, Team DAZ Punisher is 2-4. And I ain't saying you're the reason, but I ain't not saying you ain't. Nah, but for real, shout out to Darrell accomplishing all your goals in love. You're a great husband, father, and winning at life. Somehow you manages to lump all your failures into your fantasy football team. You got them looking like it was drafted by a blindfolded toddler. We still love you, bruh. Let's all make a milk toast. Whole milk, of course. To Mr. Threat, cheers to you. All right, y'all, that's it for this week's episode of Well-Oiled Machine, No Baby Oil. Remember, if your team is struggling, blame the commissioner. If your team is winning, take all the credit. And if your team, welcome to Death Row or Team No Justice, no peace, start your engines because the only way to go from here is up. Probably. Make sure you smash that like button, drop a comment telling me who you think is winning it all this year, and don't forget to tune in next week when we break down all the Week 7 madness. And as always, stay oiled, my friends.